Starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. As always, I like to start by giving a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a member of the Uncommon Folk from the very beginning or just recently joined as late as today. I really appreciate all the love and all the support that you give me. And currently I have 370 subs, and the goal is to reach 400 by the end of June. So I think we're doing quite well. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly Instagram and TikTok. Your continued support really touches my heart. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and all those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Okay. Excuse me. Just give me a moment. So, I'm sorry. I was just trying to see. Also, I have another channel, a much smaller channel, which I'm trying to develop, calling Latina Diaspora. And I'm going to be talking about Latino issues regarding Latinos, particularly those in the United States. I will put the link to that channel on my next stream, which will be Thursday. So as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is the side piece saga. So before I get into the topic, I want to make a disclaimer. This is not an attempt to condone anyone who wishes to be a side piece. This is just simply a discussion regarding it, and hopefully you will chime in one way or the other. So with that being said, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is Golden Goddess's last video, which was for her members only. Now, just to let everybody know that Golden Goddess has her own membership, which I think it's about $5 or $6 a month. And one of the benefits of becoming a member of a membership is that you get to see exclusive videos of my friend Gigi. And she made a very interesting video this afternoon. If you really want to see it, you'll have to join a membership. But what really impressed me was her honesty and regarding what direction that she wants to go as far as her channel, and also her getting closer to God. Okay, as a Christian, I will always look at anyone looking to get closer to God as a good thing. Okay, and the fact of the matter, this is no one is too far from God. They can't have a relationship. Okay, and of course, I do support Golden Goddess. I support her content. She's been and will continue to be a good friend of mine. Um, she is very passionate in what she believes, and sometimes people can misinterpret that for being something else. Okay, I am aware that of her detractors, and part of it has to do with jealousy regarding the success that she has achieved. I think she has built up. This is the third channel that she built up, and she's been very successful with her content, particularly regarding her content with another friend of mine, Multi. So, all I'm gonna say, Gigi, let the haters hate. Just be the best version of yourself, and that's all you need to worry about. Okay. The next thing I'm going to be talking about, actually, this is the topic. It's going to be for Thursday stream, which is the benefits of teleworking. So, starting next week, I'll be working from home 2 days a week, Mondays and Tuesdays, which means that instead of reporting to my desk every week, I will use my laptop to report remotely, which means I'll be able to work from the confines of my apartment, which also means that I won't have to deal with the commute coming into the city. I won't have to deal with accessory and all the issues that has arose from that mode of transportation. And of course, with telework, it has its own procedures and policies and what have you. And while I'm working remotely, I am to do city business, not to do personal stuff. Whatever personal stuff is going to have to wait until the end of my day, which is at 4:30. So I really am looking forward to it. Millions of people have been working remotely, and of course, with working remotely, it has its advantages, but it also has its challenges. Okay, one of them is that you are at the mercy at your own internet. So if there's like a problem with your Wi-Fi, you're not going to have remote access. So so that could be a problem. I'm looking forward to be able to work remotely. Not everyone can do so. It all depends on the nature of the job that you play, of the role that you have as an employee. So I really am looking forward to this opportunity. Okay. Um, Also, in the month of May, I will be devoting some content regarding mental health issues, as I promised. I'm going to try to have at least one topic regarding mental health issues next week. I haven't decided what will be the first topic. I will be thinking about that this weekend. Also, in a little less than 2 weeks, it's Mother's Day. Okay. It is the day that we honor all the women who played a motherly role, whether there was a biological mother, adopted mother, a grandmother who took care of children, or what have you. Now, in all fairness,
Hello, Moto.
excuse me. Okay, I apologize. So, when it comes to Mother's Day, it's always bittersweet. Uh, this is due to the fact that this coming July will make it 4 years that my mother passed away. So it's a very bittersweet time. I mean, I do miss my mom. However, she is in a better place, and she's no longer suffering due to her multiple illnesses. So I will be doing a shout out to the moms as well. With that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. So the topic for tonight is the side piece saga. Now let me just define to you what is a side piece. That usually it could refer to either sex. It's usually someone that plays a role um, of a secret lover or a mistress or someone that's involved in a romantic part, more of a sexual relationship. Okay. And one thing we do have to bear in mind that there are many men that have their girlfriends and their wives, but at the same time they have what's called a side piece, a side chick. And then there's women that have a side dude. Okay. Again, as I stated from the beginning, um, this is not an attempt to um, glorify their conduct. This is us to share that this situation does occur. Okay. And based on what I see, it looks like it's going to be a quiet night. Um, Hopefully, there will be some chat, some discussion in the chat, and hopefully, some people will hit the link. Which reminds me, the link to join the panel has been pinned. At any point, should you wish to join the panel and express your point of view, you're more than welcome to do so. Again, as I always state, if I never heard from you or seen you anywhere, I will insist that you come up in the backstage. And the reason behind that is to make sure that you don't show anything inappropriate, which would cause the good people of YouTube to take down the stream. Okay, that is how we do things here on this platform. Um, because here we try to keep it a safe space for people to express their point of view. There may be times that we might disagree, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. Okay. So hopefully the image will appear so we can share around. Okay. And there it is. And the name of the article is Why Women Agreed to Be Side Chicks. Okay. Now here they list 5 reasons why some women are cool with being side chicks, explained by other women. Okay, with the society conventionally demand, one expects that women would value exclusively beyond compromise, but apparently that's apparently no qualms of being side chicks would gladly be your available second choice despite a knowledge of your real babe. According to some women, here's 5 reasons why this happens. Number one, convenience. According to Bloom, a millennial who just concluded NYSC, women agreed to side chick roles because of the emotional convenience that often comes with it. Not much is expected when your boyfriend spends most of his time with his main chick, alleviating some of the pressure that would have automatically been on you. Okay. Two, attention. It's a matter of attention. If a guy treats a girl right and somehow satisfies her every emotional and other demands, I don't think she's going to be bothered that there's someone else, especially if she has bad toxic relationships in the past, she says. Number three, money. Financial benefits is all that counts to someone. If a guy has deep pockets, they won't mind being his side chick. So bills are being paid, no problem. Number four, sex. According to Ashley Moore, a relationship columnist with Humans Mag, another reward is the sexual pleasure. Let's be honest, a man is not going to supply a side chick with anything unless there's some type of intercourse involved. And if the man somehow offers nothing but bomb sex, it becomes all too easy for women to consent to being the second choice. Number five, too late to stop. Sometimes women get deceived into a relationship only to find out along the line that there's actually someone else. And at that point, however, they're gone so far, going back and being left with no one is no longer a palatable option. So they keep holding on to the promise that soon enough the guy will be fed up with the main chick and dump her. Sadly, this hardly ever happens. So, and I'm going to park it here. So, what are some takes regarding this? I mean, I'm sure there are more than 5 reasons why women agreed to be a side piece. Okay. Now, of course, some of them is the hope that the dude will get tired of the main chick and get rid of the main chick, and then she will become the main chick. What these ladies they don't understand is that you may become the main chick at some point, but just as easily as they had you as a side chick, they can have another girl as another side chick. Okay, and of course, some people do, some ladies do it for financial gain, and some do it for sex. Okay, I mean that is the reality. Now let me just give me a moment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share another article. Okay, Just give me a moment. So I'm going to share another article, okay? And 10 signs that your boyfriend has a side chick, okay? Now, one of one this can cause a lot of problems regarding issues with trust, okay? Because when if you are wanting to maintain an exclusive relationship with somebody, and then the person that you are with has a side piece because of many issues regarding trust. But one thing we have to bear in mind is that some people, both male and female, for whatever reason, whatever situation, are not capable of being in a monogamous relationship. If that is the case, you need to be honest with the person that you're with. And then it's going to be up to that person to make a determination whether or not they wish to continue in the relationship or they don't. And you have to be honest, both the dude and the chick. If there's a guy that wants to have a side chick for whatever reason, it's preferable that the guy be honest with the lady, and then the lady will make the determination whether or not to stay in that relationship or not. Some ladies would, others would not. Okay. And again, this is not an attempt to legitimize this type of behavior. This is just simply a discussion regarding a side piece. Okay. Shout out to the people that's watching this right now. Okay. Again, the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to join the panel, they can do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share another article. Just give me a moment. So just give me a moment for the image to appear. Okay. So here's 10 signs that your boyfriend has a side piece, according to a guy. Okay. So we're going to share what this. Admittingly, there's a lot of guys who like to have their cake and eat it too. Have the tendency to juggle multiple girlfriends at the same time. You may think you're going a guy to commit to you, but there's some signs that they indicate that your boyfriend has another girl on the side. So these are the signs. Number one, he seems preoccupied. Juggling multiple women isn't as easy as it sounds. Quite frankly, it doesn't sound that easy. That means it's easy for guys who have a side piece to be distracted or forgetful. After all, they're splitting their attention between you and some other girl not to mention everything else in their life. If a guy mixes up or forgets your inside jokes or seems generally distracted while he's with you, his mind could be somewhere else. To be fair, there are a lot of things that could distract him, but think about another girl could be one of them. Number two, he play phone games. This should be obvious, but there's something sketchy about a guy who plays games on with his phone. If he makes an effort to keep you away from it, he's probably holding something. This doesn't always mean that he has a second girlfriend, but even if he has flirty text with a coworker, you want to keep it you out of it. You should also keep a lookout for a guy with a second phone, unless his job is super important and needs a special phone for business reasons. There's no reason for your boyfriend to need this. Number three, what partner, what a partner attract love with the power of your mind. Sweeten is a new research-based startup that shows that how you call love into your life with the power of your mind. Take the quiz and try our powerful audio tracks, which can melt your blocks and start to elevate your energy just in a few days. Okay. His nuts ex keep contacting him. This is one of the great cover-ups for any guy who has a side piece. He will just claim that his nuts ex-girlfriend won't stop calling and texting him, but really he's sexing his side piece and lying so you won't get suspicious. If he can get you to believe it, it's kind of like the perfect scheme because it makes him look like a sympathetic victim. However, many guys actually have a nuts ex who always texted them. The number is small, which is why you ladies shouldn't fall for this lie. So the way someone smells is circumstantial evidence at best. Jumping to the conclusion about how a guy smells can also make you feel a little upset. That being said, if a guy has multiple girlfriends, he could smell differently after being around her. You can also wear a little extra cologne or take an extra shot to help cover up the stench of the side piece. It's not conclusive, but a different smell can be evidence that he's juggling multiple women. He avoids commitment. Let's be honest, there's a lot of reasons why guys avoid commitment. Of course, having another girl on the side is one of those reasons. If you're pushing to take things to the next level and he resists, it could be that he's seeing something without telling you. In a way, he's doing the right thing, kind of. But if he doesn't want to be a Facebook official, there could be another person in the mix. He's still on dating sites. If you find out that your boyfriend keeps his profile on dating sites active, it's probably not 100% all in. Even if he doesn't have a girl, let's be honest, nobody in a relationship needs to be on a dating app. You should always be suspicious of guys who don't erase their apps on their phone for a few months into your relationship. Number 8. His job keeps him busy. They keep them occupied 50 to 60 hours a week. But unless your boyfriend has one of those jobs, there's only so many times you can accept working away. as a variable excuse. A guy with a side piece will use this excuse as long as you keep working. Based on your boyfriend's job, you should be able to tell if it holds any weight or not. If it doesn't, he might have a second girl on the side. Number 9. His sex drive is down. Now let me just see. Okay. To be fair, there's a lot of reasons why your boyfriend's sex drive could be down. Of course, getting it from someone else is one of those reasons. Obviously, you might also feel more connected with the other person than with you. In addition to a sex drive, a lack of covering and affection can also indicate that his feelings are being split with another person. Excuse me. Friends. At some point, you're going to have to meet your boyfriend's friends, right? It's always stonewalling that. Something is up. Maybe they just met his other girlfriend, doesn't want to confuse them by introducing them to someone else. For what it's worth, there are other explanations for him introducing you to his friends. But it's a good indicator that number 11, he overcompensates. Guilty people tend to overcompensate. If your boyfriend is suddenly nicer than usual or showing you with presents for no reason, he's either great guy or feeling guilty. Obviously, your first instinct, you shouldn't be feeling suspicious. But if he's suddenly nice or acting out of character, it's possible he's acting that way. So here, what we see was 11 signs that a guy has a side piece. Now, let me just give you my thoughts on that. Okay. I have never had that situation where I had a side piece. It's not, I mean, it's not a good thing because, first of all, um, because you're not being honest with the other person that you are with. Also, it creates issues of trust, particularly if you're being intimate with the other person that you are with. Again, let me just make this perfectly clear. I understand that not everyone is wired and is capable of being in a monogamous relationship. But it's more the more the reason why it is to be sure that you're the type of person that want to have multiple partners, especially if you decide to become intimate. Okay, first of all, if you decide to engage in sexual activity without the use of consumption of devices and conception like things of that nature to prevent not only unwanted pregnancy but also sexually transmitted diseases. So therefore, if you decide to engage in intercourse with your side piece and you decide not to use any protection, what you're doing is, first of all, you are exposing yourself to any sexual transmitted diseases. Number one. that you can bring home to your partner. Number two, there is the possibility that you can cause unwanted pregnancies because people decide to engage in sexual intercourse without taking the necessary precautions to prevent unwanted pregnancies and the transmission of sexually transmitted disease. So, by you deciding to have a side piece and decided to be intimate with that person, and you choose not to use any protection, you expose your person who is the main person supposedly to STDs. Okay, and of course, causes a wide assortment of sexually transmitted diseases. Some of them which will lead you sterile. Okay, so let's see what's on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share one more article. Okay. And I see here we have Irby in the chat. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is the side piece saga. Okay. So what I've been discussing is some of the reasons why people have side pieces, whether it be a side chick or a side dude. Okay. And of course, some women, they don't have a problem being the side piece because some of them are under the belief that they can replace whoever the main chick is, and sometimes that never happens. Okay, so what happens is you have a situation where a woman is a side piece for many years, only to remain as a side piece because as long as the guy is getting his sexual gratification, um, he's not going to change. Okay, like I said before, I'm not here. I'm not condoning the conduct. I'm discussing the topic. Okay, and there's some women are perfectly fine being a side piece. There's some men that fine being a side dude. Okay, and again, let me make this perfectly clear. There's some people that just not wired to be in a monogamous relationship. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Now, of course, I want to let everybody know that Gigi does have her channel. She also has a membership as well. So I'm going to ask if you have not done so, please subscribe to Gigi's channel and also take advantage of her membership. She does create a lot of great content. So please show some love to Golden Goddess. So the topic for tonight, as I stated, is the side piece saga. Okay. So basically, I've been talking about women and sometimes dudes who are the second option for someone else. Okay. Yes, that is true. I'm almost at 400. I'm at 370 subs. Okay. And I just want to say, first of all, I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, I am overjoyed with the amount of support that I have received. Okay. I did see your latest video on membership. Of course, I gave my critique, and as always, you always do produce great content, and I think it's great that that you doing some self reflection on your part, and of course, trying to get closer to God is always a good thing. Okay. So now I'm just going to share one more article. Okay, excuse me. Okay, just give me a moment. So just give me a minute for the image to appear. Okay. Yeah. You know what, Irby? I don't agree with it either. Okay, but I think one thing we have to understand is that we have people, men and women, for whatever reasons, are not wired to be in a monogamous relationship. And for those people, it's best that they be honest, and then it'll be up to their partners to make a determination whether they want to stay or go. So this article is called Side Chick, 7 Reasons Why She Just His Mistress. Okay. We live in a society where men having a side chick, aka mistress, happens way too much. To some men, having a woman without a side chick is like having a meal without a drink. Not good in my personal opinion, but there are plenty of women who go along with this dynamic. Sometimes it's part they choose to play, and other times given to them, and they try to deal with it. So, why is that particular woman finding herself just as his side chick and not the main woman in his life? We will take a look at some reasons why she may choose to be chosen for this role. Because she allows it. Now, before I continue, let me say for one thing. Um, a guy would do what a woman allows the guy to do. Okay? If a woman allows a guy to have another chick on the side, many men would take advantage of that. It's the reality. I always wanted to say that if you accept less than you, you'll get less. Many who are side chicks simply allow themselves to be put out in this category. They accept the game this man runs on them, even when they say that they want better than this. If she isn't aware of the other women, that is different. Plenty of women are aware of the main chick and still choose to go along with the situation. This reality is that many side chicks would eventually, if not initially, want to be the top spot, and most will never get it. The next thing is side chick benefits. Let's face it, for some guy who with a great benefit package for his mistress, lavish gifts, bills paid, and all the 2 minute sex sessions she could dream of. For many women, this is worth the trade-off of not being the main girl. We can discuss whether this is right or wrong, but I'm not going to get into that today. The benefits that woman will receive, including having more flexibility, or when she does not want to deal with this man, makes the arrangements work in her mind. She isn't truly into him either, so for her is less hassle and more fun as she is concerned. she fears a real relationship. Let me just make sure there's no one waiting. Okay. Now, okay. So what I'm going to do is, before I let my guests come in, I want to state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host on the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people may hold may be considered offenses to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in my guest. Good evening, Ravi.
What's up, Jose?
So how are you doing tonight?
Oh, no, it's fine. I wanted to touch. Everything's good. Just got home, chilling. I wanted to
Okay.
touch on the topic. I don't think having side pieces in relationships, especially marriages, is healthy and is toxic, and I don't think, and it breaks up the families, and children get hurt in the process.
Yeah. Well, this is the
Now,
thing. And
there's
again,
other, yeah, there's
yeah.
other forms like in relationship. I understand that there are polyamorous. There's a either monogamous. That's I believe those, but as far as the side piece or side dude, I don't condone it. It's toxic as hell.
Yeah. Well, one thing we have to bear in mind, Irving, that there's people for whatever reason are not capable of maintaining a monogamous relationship. And those people need to be honest, okay? They need to let whoever they're in a relationship with know where they're coming from.
Yeah,
And then, sorry, and then it's up to that person to make a determination whether they want to stay or leave.
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, there are relationships like that. There are like open relationships, polyamorous, all of it.
Yeah, I agree. But again, this is not an attempt to condone their actions. It's just simply a discussion regarding it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is a benefit. Of course, there's always been a benefit. That's why it's always happening. You know, whether it's financial benefit from the woman's side or even from the man's side or sex. So there's always financial benefits to side piece.
yeah. And this is one thing that people need to understand. When they decide to have a side chick or a side dude, what it does, it creates issues regarding trust and fidelity. Also, if you decide to engage in unprotected sex with your side piece, there is the possibility that that side piece can become pregnant, or you could be infected with an STD, and then you bring it to your partner.
As a matter of fact, that's some women, some wives do condone like if their man cheated, because I know like that's like a lot in those rich families, those rich powerful, or the power when the man is a powerful, do like somebody like Jay-Z or somebody like that. I'm just using him as an example, but they have one rule they drew the line at is don't bring don't bring no children, no children. Okay, don't have a baby with the side piece. That
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things that I'm going to say some women, not all, that they don't understand when you're wanting a man to have that be 6 feet tall, that has a six pack, and has a six-figure or a seven-figure income. Okay, how many men realistically fit that criteria?
The minority.
Okay, and another
But
thing
that
that
never,
people, yeah, and another
but that
thing
never,
people need. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that never really bothered me, a woman's preference, because men have their preference too. My thing is, don't complain about it. Don't complain about it. Whatever happens, whether it be good or bad, because everybody has their preference. I got my preferences, but anything goes. I can't blame nobody if I'm thinking superficial. Okay, or not. It's just that at the end of
Yeah,
the day, some of them end up complaining about being bitter and like generalizing all men, and they turn into femcells and stuff.
yeah.
They
So,
start blaming all men, or they start all dudes start blaming all women, and you know, blame yourself.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, Irby, accountability is like kryptonite with some of these people. Good
Yeah.
evening, Donna Mondo. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I'm going to ask you, if
Okay,
you're not
Don.
done so, please subscribe to his channel as well. Um, Now, in all fairness, in my family, a lot of the men um, had side pieces. We got to keep it real. And and even my father, God rest his soul. Um, I have at least one half brother that I know about. Okay,
Well,
because
no need to sound, no need to sound
unfortunately,
stereotypical. Yeah. Continue. Go on.
unfortunately, um, many of the men of in my family kind of had a fancy with the ladies. Okay, so it was not out of the ordinary to have a side piece or side pieces, so to speak. I don't. First of all, because you got to when you are dealing with someone of the opposite sex, you have got to deal with everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that doing it with one person is a challenge. Doing it with multiple people, I don't know how people can do that.
So Jose, don't be the. Don't be, I don't want to sound stereotypical. You ain't the Latin the Latino lover, the Latin lovers, Don Juan.
No. In fact, believe it or not, when I've tried very hard to be the opposite of the men of my family
Yeah.
because I've seen it with my own actions. Okay. And there's been a couple of times that my mom, God rest her soul, gave it to my father for having a side piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, another reason why there's some women love to be a side piece is regarding the sex. Okay. Unfortunately, many women has yet to reach her potential. They have been involved as a woman and they simply got by on great looks and sex. For them men, this is all they want is to be their side chick. So this woman is perfect. If she wants fully to truly hold a higher position in a man's life, then you have to provide much more value than his. For some guys, this may be enough to get their top spot, but likely you won't be able to maintain it. A woman who has bring more to the table will be prepared only to get another woman's sloppy seconds. And this is the thing that these ladies they don't understand. They're waiting for the guy to dump the lady so they can be the main chick. They may be the main chick, but guess what? Those type of guys will always look for a younger or a firmer more alluring slut
I
du
never,
jour.
I never saw that before when the side chick becomes a matron. Well, I saw that once with what's her name? I know it. And he had married his side piece. What was it? Marla Maples.
Yeah. Well, we all know what happened with Donald Trump.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
the only thing. Yeah.
Because basically
Oh,
he dumped Marla Maples for someone else, for Melania.
oh, and what's his name? The other dude. He was a famous singer dude. I'm like, damn. My mama like listening to him. She like him. Oh, what's his name again? Yeah. Lionel Richie.
Okay. Well, you know what it is, Irby? When they want these type of men, but they don't realize that men have options. Okay. Think about it. You are a young person in your 30s. You're healthy. You have a six pack, and you are a millionaire. You're gonna have your pick of the litter when it comes to women. I think
Yep.
Gigi's making a good point. The new age side chicks are cool with just being on the side. They don't have to cook or clean, or just get sex and money.
I don't see Gigi's thing. You can highlight it.
You know what it is? I'm having trouble because it seems like when I highlight it, it kind of removes you from the panel. So I'm trying not to do that.
No.
Let's see if I can. Okay.
Yeah. No. The new age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of them just want a bag. Just
Yeah. Um, like I said before, I have never been the type of dude that wanted more than one chick. One chick is enough.
just once. You never been like really like curious. What it's like to have
No,
more than one?
no. Now,
How about
late
when you
last year,
How about
no,
when you were younger? When you were
no,
younger.
no.
Huh?
I've never been that way. I've never been that way. Now, in all fairness, late last year I met this chick that I had to block her because basically she was giving me fatal attraction vibes.
Obsessed.
Yes. I mean, look, I met her in Olive Garden and we was just having a conversation. So I foolishly gave her my number. Next thing you know, she's calling me talking about that she wants to get intimate with me. She wants to do all this with me. Uh, she wants to have all types of sexual activity. It was like, whoa. First of all, that's not me. Good evening. Excuse me. Good evening, Celine. Thank you very much for stopping
Basically,
by. I think this is your first time here. Thank you very much for stopping by. I mean, look, at times you'll be calling me at my job multiple times. Okay. That's a nuisance.
sounds like obsessed and insecure.
Yeah. And then around the time when my nephew passed away, she got very insensitive asking about why I'm inheriting from my nephews. From my nephews, like, what the fluff are you asking me that question? Thank you very much, Gigi,
Disrespectful.
for sharing it. My stream. I mean, it's like, shit. Look, lady, I just had another death in the family, and you're going to talk about what I'm inheriting from my own nephew?
Yeah, she's problematic. Now, if that was the other way around, if that was you, now if she would have, it would have been a problem.
Yeah, yeah. So I had to block her 3 different numbers, so she wouldn't contact me. The last thing that the last message she stated that she found another dude to be her boyfriend. You know what? I feel sorry for the dude.
Sound like she had him on the other side. She had him. She already had him on layaway. You trying to do that fast?
You know what? She's not in my life. Thank God. Because I know if I actually get into a romantic relationship with this person, I mean, let's face it, she was Cocoa Pops. So, and a huge shout out to the people watching in the clouds. So hopefully, all of you
Hit
is
the
hitting
like.
the like button. Now, this is an interesting point. Latino men are more faithful in my experience. Oh, okay.
No. Yeah. Well, then again, I'm probably a younger. Usually, I'm younger, but kind of generalized. They usually like the Latino dudes are really like usually the players.
Well, you know what? That's the reputation that we have, particularly when it comes to Puerto Ricans and Dominicans.
Yeah, Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Gigi, they are more fam. I'm gonna
yeah,
say that they are.
we do tend to be more
Yeah,
family oriented.
yeah, yeah. They are more family
Oh,
oriented.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, we do tend, to settle down young. And again, there
Mhm.
are some people.
They're more family. They send money to their families a lot. I used to say, I used to think to myself, why y'all be sending money? Because the way I was raised and brought up, you don't like people don't really help like grown people out, but they do. They always sending their money back to their families in the island.
Yeah, well, you know what it is that they believe that it's their responsibility to help support their families in their native lands.
Yeah.
So, in fact, let's keep it real. Many people from different backgrounds do that. Okay, not just Latinos. But like I said before, not everyone is wired to be in a committed relationship. So let's go back. Now, another reason why women enjoy being a side piece is she gets a high value from dealing with another woman's man.
But I
Um,
do before you continue, I do like
yeah.
you know Hispanic culture, Puerto Rican culture. I do like them. I do like the culture. I do like the music, the
Uh-huh.
food. I do,
Okay.
and the women, and the women, and the women.
Yeah, that's true. Now, obviously, there's a deeper rooted issue, but at the surface, this is an ego boost to many. She likes the fact that she has the next girl's man running after her. She enjoys doing something that others view as wrong, forbidden fruit. There may be witness factor that at play because she's been burned and hurt in the past, so it makes it feel like she's in control.
Oh, oh, um, and yeah, Cuban culture, Cuban culture. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, another reason is he can't bring her home to his mother. Um, Look, who wants to bring a side piece to the home to the mom?
I ain't never heard of that. Who the hell brings these? You can't even bring. I heard you can't even bring thoughts. You can't even bring thoughts home to your mother.
But so I'm sure there's one. I'm sure there's like one or two dudes that actually try. for whatever reason. But you know what? Now, now another issue could be that she doesn't have any self-esteem, which is why she doesn't value herself more than a side chick.
I mean, they're doing it for a reason. Of course, they don't value themselves, but
And you know what? And this is something that if that is the case, the best thing for whether it be a dude or a chick to do is to get out of that relationship, get therapy to deal whatever trauma which they've been through. So therefore, they won't bring that trauma to the next relationship. Would you agree?
yep. But you keep mentioning side dudes. Do you ever are are side dudes common?
I'm sure. I'm sure that there are side dudes. Okay. The problem is we hear more about the side chicks.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's no side dudes, but it's more probably more common amongst probably men. Maybe men cheat more than women, or are more sexually active than women.
I think what it, I think women cheat, but for a different reason. Now, for the ladies that are in the chat, maybe you can share um, what some of the reasons why women are not faithful. Okay, and I think they're unfaithful not for the same reason men are unfaithful.
Yeah, because I always heard
And
that
ladies, even
women and
I'm sorry,
men's
go
sex
ahead.
drives are not, women and men's sex drives are not the same, and when a man and a woman cheat is not the same. Women cheat, women probably cheat because they probably more. It's probably based on emotion. Men cheat just to cheat.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree that women cheat for different reasons. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't
I
know
want to
that.
hear. I want to hear
Okay.
from what they think from the women, from the ladies in the panel, for the ladies in the chat. I mean,
Okay. You know what? Okay. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to say it this way. For whatever reason, there's certain topics, maybe they don't feel comfortable joining the panel and expressing their point of view.
uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I was removed from the stream. Um, but for whatever reason, and I don't want to like paint a broad brush, but sometimes when there's certain topics, I don't know if the women don't feel comfortable hitting the link and join the panel, or I mean it could be other reasons. But I would love to see either any of the ladies to hit the panel to give their point of view. Let's look at this. Hit the link and you're telling us to go up there.
I had to. I told Jose I was gonna come, but I was gonna hit it, but I had to. I didn't do it last time when you came up.
Well, you know what? I was having a lot of technical difficulties that night. I mean, basically, I had to do the whole thing solo, which which is fine because hey, it happens sometimes. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. It wasn't raining before. I don't know if it's raining now. Okay, no problem. Gigi, it would be great. Like I said, it'd be great, for a lady to give her point of view, because one thing we do try to do, we do try to keep it fair. We do try to keep an
Yeah.
open mind and give the opposite sex opportunity to opine, because we don't want it to come across that we're bashing women, which is further from the truth. Okay,
Yep. And I
it's
usually
just
don't
that.
like these. And I usually don't like these topics, but I had to come up and hop on here about this. But like Jose was supporting the side piece a little bit.
Uh, Believe me, I don't want a side piece. No,
Yep.
one girl is enough.
And I don't like side. I see what side pieces has done to my family historically too.
Yeah, yeah. Look, and again, we got to keep this real. Not everyone is wired to be in a monogamous relationship. However, you need to be honest with the person that you are with. And then it's going to be up to that person to determine if they want to stay or walk away. And if they walk away, let them walk away.
Yep.
Okay. But believe me, the chick that I met late last year, she was giving me fatal attraction vibes.
Some do.
I mean, she's talking about wanting me to send her pictures of my penis and
Oh shit.
wanted to get.
But that's one thing. Another thing that they don't people don't talk about the uncommon people on the female stalkers.
Well, in all fairness, we gotta understand there's a few of them, but it's the few of them that gives us guys a lot of concern.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Irving, let me ask you a question. Have you ever come across a chick that gave you fatal attraction vibes?
No, I would probably say they gave me how can I explain it? Um, don't know how to make up their mind vibes. I would probably say.
You mean indecisive?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
You know,
now, actually,
you want
yeah.
me to pay attention to you, or do you don't want me to pay attention to you, or do you want me to pay attention to a little bit, or do you want me to don't pay attention to you at all? Shit, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Or
one
when
thing,
I ignore you and I go on to the next bit, you start talking shit about me.
yeah. Look, and this is the thing that I wish people understand. When you
And
give
those
mixed signals,
yeah, and when you do talk, they start spreading shit. They start spreading. I had one girl talking about, oh, you want to talk to every girl you see. I'm like, no, that wasn't the case. They start trying to spread rumors on you.
well, I remember I was engaged to one chick that was so insecure that every time she saw me talking to a woman, she would swear up and down I was sleeping with her. So you mean to tell me I'm getting this much? my sexual attention. Really. But you know, but going back on the topic, like I said before, you know, some women, I said some, enjoy being the side piece because they get some sort of benefit that the main chick don't get. Others, it's an issue of low self-esteem. And for those women and men, the best thing for them to do is to get therapy and remove themselves from the dating scene until they get whatever issues resolved.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, have you been seeing the going back between Creole Chief and Mulatto Vanguard?
Yeah, I've been seeing it. Creole Chief was on was on Gigi stream the other night. You didn't catch it?
You mean, was it a live or was it what?
It was a live stream. You didn't. It was, Creole Chief was
Yeah,
on.
I got it on a playback. It says, unfortunately, it was up. Look, let's keep it real, Irby. By 11 o'clock, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did say you get up at 5, around 5.
I mean, for me to be up past midnight to watch a stream, I have to take a nap before I do that. Besides, I go to work at 5 o'clock. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, and I asked
So
them.
it's kind of hard.
I told Creole Chief, like, you need to sometimes ignore some of the bullshit, some of these people out here, because they just either they're clout chasing or they're just crazy.
Okay. I don't want to say anything ill regarding Creole Chief because, first of all, I don't have an issue with the guy.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
My thing is this. This is my thing. And this is something that we all need to understand. All of us, at one point, we're going to have haters. Okay? It's going to be either because of our content or the people that we choose to hang with.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, I have no issue with Crow Chief. I have no issue with Mulatto Vanguard. Okay. It's just that this going back and forth, what have you. I just think the best thing for those two to do is just to continue with their content.
Yeah. But you know, people get carried away. People get carried away here on YouTube.
See, when everything is said and done, this is entertainment. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey, Jose. Hey, Irby. How y'all
So how
doing?
you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How y'all doing?
Fine.
Fine, thank you. Oh, I love your latest video that you did on membership.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, I loved it too.
Oh, thank y'all. I appreciate it. I kind of treat the membership kind of like a diary in a way. That's why I say you guys gotta like bear with me, because I might come one day and be like in a whole other wavelength, and come the next day and be like, yeah, you know, whatever. I'm chilling, like, you know. But that's kind of like my real personality. I am kind of an indecisive person. Like, I'm impulsive and indecisive at the same time.
I like it. You let it flow.
So
you let it more. You
yes.
be more comfortable. You let it be more comfortable when you do it.
Oh, thank you.
So,
I'm glad that
what's your
y'all
thoughts
enjoy
about the
it.
topic?
I just want to say that I'm glad that you guys enjoy it though, because it's kind of difficult. So, like, you think about it, Jose, like you're out here, you have your channel, right? And you're like coming up with ideas for topics for your channel and stuff like that. So, when you have like a membership, it's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, I got to find members only content now. But, okay. So, what do I think about the topic?
Yes.
Can y'all hear me well? Because I'm a little bit far away from the Wi Fi.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Um, I don't know. I mean, do you have anything more specific to ask me? What do you like? Are
No,
we talking about side pieces as far as
basically,
women?
okay, basically, what I'm discussing is that people who are side pieces, and it could be women or it could be men. It
Mm-hmm.
seems more that women, for whatever reason, uh, choose to be side pieces, and some of it, it's because of their own choice. Another part of it has to do with issues of low self esteem,
Yeah. Do you
and
think
for
too
those,
though that like even though some men will cheat with a woman as far as like she has a man or a husband, but they might think a little bit harder about being an actual like side piece because it's a dangerous game and they know that like, men are more prone to kill you about sleeping with their wives. But in 2024 these women are taking people out too, so it's a dangerous game to play.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling
And
Jose. It's a whole different. It's whole different, and it's very uncommon.
Hmm.
okay, but this is how I look at it. And again, I'm not trying to condone it. I'm not trying to condemn it. This is something that does exist.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Um, and
What
of
was Irby
course,
talking about saying that
um,
you were defending the side chicks?
no, I'm not defending. No, no. First of all, no. First of all, I'm just discussing something that exists. Okay, you can
Hmm.
discuss
I don't
something that
know.
exists without defending it or being against.
Look, my thing is this. All of that is just toxic to me. It ruins. It does ruin people's relationship, ruin people's families, and children get hurt in the process. If you want to, now there's other relationships. You want to have an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship between two consenting adults. That's fine, but I think cheating is toxic on both sides to me.
So why do you think that people do that? Why, this is 2024 and there is so many different ways that people have relationships now, like he said, poly and whatever else name. They have names for everything now. Um why do you think that people choose to be in quote unquote monogamous relationships but cheat? When you could just literally you could find a chick or you can find a dude that's down with you getting down, they getting down, y'all getting down together, or whatever. Do you
Well,
think it's
Um,
just the thrill of doing something bad?
yeah, it could be that. It could be maybe somebody's spouse don't condone that. It could be narcissist. It could be power,
Yeah.
control.
Yeah, I do think there's a
well,
narcissistic
I
element to it if you're
Because,
consistently cheating
yeah,
on your spouse.
because yeah, different. Because let's be honest with you, even though there are like open and polyamorous relationships, most people do not condone that, especially women. Most majority of people do not condone, don't believe in that.
But with the internet they can still find one though.
Yeah.
It's not like before where they couldn't really they had to probably like go to swingers clubs or something like that. Like you can literally just hop on the internet and find people that are down with that.
yeah. I firmly believe, Gigi, that the women why women are unfaithful are different. Their rationale is different from the male rationale. Do you agree or do you disagree?
For the majority, yes, but nothing is an absolute, and there are some women that are, whores. Let's be honest. or whatever. Just like there's, male whores. And there really isn't no logic behind it. But yeah, for the most part, I do think it's for different reasons. Usually women cheat when they have, exhausted all their options, and they're just, you know, maybe their partner's cheating and they want to get payback. Maybe they're just tired of being mistreated and they want to find somebody better, but they're scared to leave their current partner until they have, a lot of people are scared to be alone, men and
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
some
true.
people will get with you and literally marry people just to kind of be a placeholder until they get to a better position in life to get what they really want, or people do that a lot, like have placeholders.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you mean? What do
That's
you
true.
mean like placeholders? What you mean?
I don't know, like when we know when Kanye had the song when he said, "And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl."
Oh yeah, but all of those guys be leaving. They be leaving like their baby mamas or their ex wives, and right after they get famous.
A lot of them do, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Like remember Jesse Williams? He's like, super, super, super handsome, and he kind of had like he had like a pretty mixed wife, but she was, more average looking than him because he was like above average in looks. And they were together many, many years, I believe since college or something. But once he really got like rich and famous and the next level, he definitely traded her in and got like a model type woman.
Or the prison dude, Jeremy Nix. Now he's dating that Rothschild.
Who?
What was this guy? I ain't gonna call him that other word. He's the prison. Jeremy Mix. Who was the mixed dude with the eyes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He actually went down though, it looks wise, but the chick was like a billionaire or something though. So
yeah,
even though he
yeah,
went down in looks, he went up in money and social
yeah,
status with the next
yeah.
woman. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Celine Prison Bay.
Well, why?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of these
so
men be
that's
social
what it
climbing
was.
too.
Yeah.
Yes. Britney Spears. The dude that's with Britney Spears. Who was with Britney. He was a social climber.
I knew that I never trusted him. He was too slick, too handsome. I never trusted him. I was gonna say something else too. It was a good example. Damn it. All right, give me a second. I'll think. Y'all talk.
Okay. Well, while you're here, what's your opinion regarding Drizzle?
I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it's satire for the most part. I thought it was funny. It's always funny when somebody does their own little play on something that another group of people does, and I think it's humorous. But I also find it humorous that women have, women are very clever, and we're always going to find a way to throw that back. So, it's also funny how, they're coming out and they're making their videos and they're like, y'all been in your soft era. What are you talking about? Like, you ain't got no jobs, you ain't got no money, you're on the couch playing video games. Like, what's really changing? So, I think it's all funny, really.
Okay. Now I know I'm like the senior citizen in the panel, and basically there was a time where the telephone actually hung on a wall, and Google was basically an encyclopedia.
Oh
However,
wait, Jose,
I'm
before
not
I
the type
forget.
of
Sorry, Jose, before I forget. I have to get it out because I almost
yes,
forgot. I was gonna say too, Amber Rose, the guy that she was with last, who was already younger than her, they broke up and he's with Cher. And isn't Cher like 70?
yes.
Oh
So
yeah,
these men
yeah.
definitely be social climbing as well. Okay, go ahead, Jose. That was the thought
Well,
that I had forgot.
okay, but I was just saying. Now I know I'm old and somewhat old-fashioned in that way, but I don't expect a woman to pay for my bills, okay, or do my chores or what have you. I do expect that we have mutual respect for each other. that we support each other, that we build up each other, and then together we work as a team.
If you have a woman and you guys live together, you don't expect for her to cook and clean?
I mean, of course, you know what? This
I'm
is how
just
I look at
saying,
it.
let's be
We
honest.
should both be. We should both be doing the chores.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
that's what I remember. I don't like that. That's kind of old school. When I thought growing up, my mother and my father had me, both of us cook, clean, and cook for ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah. And you know what I find funny is that some of these, I'm going to say some of these ladies are having a conniption fit regarding drizzle.
Yeah, some of them are, but a lot of people take this social media stuff way too serious. But I will say though, Jose, and your points though, which I get it, you're a man, and that's why you guys get mad when I say you guys all similar. You guys do think somewhat along the same lines. It makes sense because you're all men, right? But damn it, I don't know what. I must be too tired. Yeah, it is supposed to be funny. I find it funny, but what was I gonna say? Again, how could I do that twice in 5 minutes?
To
I
be
must be
honest with you,
tired.
it was the drizzle thing was a little funny, but I don't know, maybe because I was wired that way, but it don't hit the same. To be honest with you, I don't see it hit the same.
Oh, I remember. Because you always say stuff like women want this 6 foot tall guy with a six pack and all that. But I mean, these same men are online saying that they want a 21-year-old virgin supermodel. So what's the difference? They're all delusional.
That's just as that shit is weird to me. Why you want to? I remember I told that on
Well,
somebody's stream. I'm like, you think it's like normal for you to like date like it was an older guy. It was on somebody else's stream. I'm not gonna say a person's stream. Say, you think it's normal for like some old ass dude to be dating a girl my age? And he was like, well, life is not fair. So
I don't think it's normal at all, but I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I think that porn has really done this to people because even before, it used to be more so men that like thought like this. And now you see all these women creeps too. They're like messing with the kids at school. And I just think that like porn and stuff has a lot to do with it. Because if you look at porn, it's always like, oh, all this weird crap, like the stepson or the all this crazy shit. And I think that like it
the
has
mouth,
warped the mind of society, like men and women at this point.
the mouth thing, the
All of
mouth.
that, yeah.
That's why I be always looking at some like when I'll be in the checkout line at the store, and I always see some older women look like they be a little too comfortable with me. I'm like, hold up.
The women are like predators, like the men too.
Stella got her groove back. Stella got her groove
but
back.
you know something, but you know something. Let's keep it real. If some 21-year-old chick all of a sudden out of left field develops an attraction towards me, I'm gonna look at her like, I'm old. I'm fat.
You're gonna be suspicious, and you should
And
be
I'm
because
bald. So
Yeah, because they
yeah,
usually
you
gonna
should
want you
be
for
suspicious.
they're gonna usually want you for your money.
And even with the young dudes that are with the older women too, they
yeah,
want their PS5s or whatever. They want the money too. They want their
And
sugar
sex.
mama.
And sex. They want to know how it
And
is with the mouth with the mouth thing. Like, the mouth thing is big in porn. I heard.
well, because usually,
well,
women
but
are
you,
not as sexually maybe free or comfortable, a little bit more insecure too sometimes when they're younger, but these mills be like busting it wide open. They done been around the block a few
okay.
times, and the younger guys want to learn a couple new tricks.
Yep. Some of them be looking good though. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
but
even lie to
the
you.
problem with
Some of them be looking good.
but the problem with porn is that first of all, let's keep it real. How many people can maintain that stamina for that length of time? I mean, men or women.
Hey, AMR. Yeah, well, everything
Hey,
about, porn is
AMR,
mostly fake.
What's up, Emma? Long time no see.
yeah, yeah, long time no see. But
Yeah, I just saw AMR on another stream. Hey, AMR.
yeah, but I'm really happy and I'm getting closer to 400 subs.
Yes, you are getting there. But like, let's be honest. Do you guys feel like if it's legal, it's fine, or do you still think it's immoral or predatory for a man or a woman to go after somebody who's 20 plus years younger than them, 30 years younger than them?
Uh,
Look,
I don't think it's normal.
what consenting adults do? Okay, what consenting adults do, as long as they know what's the deal, it's up to them. But realistically speaking, when there's a huge age gap, you know, I have to question if it's, if maybe there might be some sort of gain to be raised by pursuing someone 20 or 30 years younger.
Hmm.
But like I said, I'm sorry, but if some chick is 21 years old, all of a sudden he wants to get romantically involved with me, I'm going to question it.
Yeah.
I don't know for me. Like if a 40-year-old woman trying to, but some of them be looking good. Though. Well, I can't speak on this.
I think men just look at it differently in general because literally when you see these stories about these teachers that are like basically molesting these younger kids, like you see all the men in the comment section, they're like, "Yay, good going, son," and they're just like, "Yeah, I wish my teacher was like that," and it's just kind of sick because it's like, no, that's SA, that's not normal, you know.
Oh, those are
Okay,
underage.
but
Those are children, though, Gigi. Those are children.
Well, yeah, good point. But I'm just showing like the mentality though. But that's even worse. But the men are still saying like, "Oh, good job," and I wish mine would have done that. It's just like a different mentality to look at it. I think between men and women, for the most part.
mhm, yeah, but
Like you remember that kid that got
yeah,
pregnant, but he got his teacher pregnant, and they ended up getting married and having all them kids after she got out of jail.
Yeah. But there was one story like that in here in Florida. I think there was this 22, 23-year-old was messing with like four 14-year-old boys or something. And you see it on the
Oh
comment
my God.
section. You see it on the comment section, like I was saying what everybody was cheering.
That's what I'm saying. These bitches are sick.
well, speaking about that, I remember there was a story like about 2 or 3 years ago. There was this female correction officer that lost her job because she was too busy doing the horizontal hula with one of the male inmates.
Yeah, just them power dynamics. And yeah, Celine, it is a good point that most high value men, um, they don't get to being quote unquote high value or having a lot of wealth by being dumb unless they're just born into it. And even if they are born into it, they're usually guided through it by their family members. And, most of them are not going to just throw it all away on like, a 20-year-old stripper or whatever. They might cheat with them, but generally they're going to marry somebody a little bit more appropriate.
Yes, I agree. But it seems like we lost Irby. I don't know whether his Wi-Fi connection got
What happened,
okay.
Irby? AMR, I hope
Don't
you're
tell
feeling
me.
better.
Yes, I hope so too. Irby, I hope you're not using an Obama phone. But before we wrap this up, I don't know if you're aware of what's been going on between Creole Chief and Mulatto Vanguard.
Yeah, did you see Creole Chief? I came up, he had hit my link.
Yes, I did.
That's why I say there was a lot of tea spilled up there, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that time of the night, I'm usually, let's keep it real. That time of the night, I'm usually asleep. So for me to stay up that late, I will have to take a nap.
Me too, though. I was literally in the bed and then Multi called and she was like, "No, let's do it." And I was like, "All right, all right." I was already in the bed. I was like, "It's too late." I had made a post and everything. I was like, "Sorry, it's too late."
Yeah.
But the trolls were definitely out. We did have a good time though, but it's just kind of tricky with the live streams because people's names get mentioned and then people get in their feelings and it's just you know how it is.
Yes, I believe it. I understand. Well, I see that our friend from Canada is back producing content.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw too. He had tagged me in a couple of stuff.
Well, I mean, look, to each one's own. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
But,
interested in going back and forth with none of them dudes or whatever.
yeah. Okay. Good evening, AMR.
Good evening, Jose. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Gigi?
hey, AMR, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's
It's an
good. Good to see
interesting,
you.
yeah, it's good to see, good to see everybody, and it's been an interesting topic that you guys been discussing.
What do you think about it?
Whew, a lot for me to, get a lot for me to digest. But I'm gonna start off with, and again, don't get mad at me for saying this. Not that I personally feel this way, but of course, both genders lie, but numbers don't. And meaning men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And
Yeah.
of course, women, and I've been a man all my life, and for a man to even think with their reproductive organs cost them more of their freedom and their benefits versus the opposite. Women gain more of their benefits, if that makes sense.
Well, if the man has assets, yeah, but if a woman is messing around with somebody who doesn't really have a lot of assets, then she has a lot to lose as well. She's stuck as a single mom, maybe no child support, maybe only a little child support. So, it can't go both ways. Most men are not rich in America.
No, 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 not at
Mhm.
all. I don't even know. Again, I don't even know if even most women are in America or the Western world is rich themselves.
Yeah, we have like the whole top 1% or whatever thing going on. So,
Because I was having this conversation even with my dad, and I was, we was exchanging thoughts and ideas, regarding this. And his thing, is like, he was like, well, son, in your case, again, I would just recommend that, do what you're doing right now, and don't necessarily really try to get caught up too soon or right at the moment, because you never know where it's going to lead.
hmm
Mhm.
yeah, I think that probably men and women both have a lot to lose. So everybody should be kind of careful who they're dealing with, especially sexually, because babies aren't cheap and they require a lot of attention and love.
Not only that, there's also the issue of STDs. If a guy decided to
That as
do
well.
the horizontal hula without protection, and then gets catching and then brings it home, that's a horrible situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that like in like Atlanta and stuff where they say like the statistics are very high, um, as well from like all of the down low men bring in their, bringing home HIV to their wives and girlfriends. It's just sad, you know.
Yeah.
That's
And
another
not, and not
aspect too.
and
Men
not
are not only
necessarily just
cheating
that
with,
either. Not
huh?
just that. I was saying not necessarily that too. I mean, yeah, you'll even have dudes that are just coming out of prison and they contracted something because they
That
don't want to
too.
tell their significant others that they got gang gang tape.
Hmm.
I ain't gonna say the R word, but gang tape.
Yeah, that's another aspect to the conversation,
Mhm.
Jose, is that a lot of these men are not just cheating with women, they're cheating with men as well.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes, the denial could be very strong as far as their orientation is concerned.
Yeah, because there's still a stigma about, coming out, as they say, especially for men.
Yeah. Well, look, in all fairness, in some cultures, it's even harder for men to come out than in others.
Oh, absolutely. Didn't they just, I saw something on the feed, somewhere over there in Africa, they had also just made it illegal to be homosexual. And the Americans were like protesting it on the internet, and they're just like, y'all worry about your own problems. They think America's trying to turn everybody gay, and yeah, I don't know, maybe we are. I don't know.
Um,
I'm wondering
you know
where
what?
I'm
I
like,
mean,
how did they come to that conclusion? Turn everybody like no.
Well, because the whole world looks to American entertainment as, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of influence all over the world just off entertainment alone. And so, like, the music industry, the entertainment industry, it promotes the LGBTQ. So, in that way.
Unfortunately, but however, um, again, we all know that again, once you step outside of that, unless again, if you get caught up too much in the influence, and yes, it will influence or affect your thinking capacity. But again, like I don't expect again everywhere else, not only just Africa, but Europe, Asia, or Australia or Antarctica to just all think exactly like Americans. No, I don't. That's an unrealistic thing, an expectation, even for me.
Yeah,
Like
of
I'm like,
course.
yeah, some people made it's like if I steal something, my hand may again. I know I may get penalized probably here, or maybe do some jail time, but some other countries may chop your hand off.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, in some of these countries, and they may be like Arab countries, for example, where the punishment can be death, for
Oh
being
yeah,
homosexual. So that's
yeah.
where Western civilization steps in and says, "Hey, this is a humanitarian, like, human rights issue," and so therefore that's where they kind of think like, "Oh, you guys need to mind your own business." You know what I mean?
And
mhm.
again, I would have never known about it until it was brought up. Would have never known that that's what that was the conversation being had.
And obviously, I disagree with that. I don't think anybody
Yeah.
should be harmed physically for whatever preferences they have. I just saw a video about, there's this girl and she just says like random facts about Russia that people don't know, and she was saying that it's illegal to be gay there as well. I never knew that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
Well, yeah. Well, in some countries, it is illegal to be gay. Okay. Um, of course, they have a different code of ethics, and that's something that people need to bear in mind.
Jose, you got that comment off the stream off the screen quick.
As it's-
That Irby,
Did she? Oh gosh.
never mind. Like I'm gonna try to keep my composure, ladies and gentlemen.
But
Don't mistake my laughter. Please continue.
but something. Let's keep this real. Let's keep this real. And I know, Gigi, that you in favor of Trump, and I know we're just going to agree to disagree on that one. But keep it real. We got some two old folks that shouldn't be running for president.
I had to laugh at that one because that is absolute fact.
Well, I actually think that comparing Trump and Biden in that respect is, it doesn't equate to the same thing. Like Trump still has his facilities about him. He's still mentally there. Biden's out of there.
Well, I look at it,
but that doesn't mean that Trump couldn't be out of there within 2 years of his presidency. His mind might slip. You just never know when somebody is that old.
Well,
Shit, I'm still wondering when the youngsters gonna come out and run.
Look, this is what I believe. No one that's over 60 years old should be running for political office. And for your information, I'm 61. Because first of all,
I don't know about 60.
If your politics ain't going to 60, that means you've been in politics for a long time and you lost your sense of reality with your constituency. Number one. Number two, if we're going to get any new ideas, we got to get some young people involved and give them a shot to screw things up, or at least try to make things halfway normal.
But Obama was young and nothing really changed either. So I don't really think it's the president. Like we all kind of know it's the powers that be behind the scenes that are really running the show. I think, in my personal opinion, that's why they really have went out of their way fighting, tooth and nail to get Trump out of there because, they can't control him. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Biden doesn't know if it's Tuesday. He doesn't know if he's in Russia or in America half of the time. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, but my thing is too, and not to dive in this a little bit too much. I think really it's like I don't really think it's really Joe that they got to be worried about. I think it's his vice president that they're trying their damnness not to get up in that position. Now I know I may ruffle some feathers when I say this, but Kamala, if you wasn't married, if you weren't married,
but could you imagine if Biden gets elected again and then he dies in office? Guess who becomes president?
And Kamala was like a prosecutor, and they said that she did a lot of bad things, and gave people really harsh, long sentences, and that's another thing too. It takes a special kind of person to be like a prosecutor. I think obviously there's terrible people that need to be prosecuted, but it's a certain personality type to have that job. Is my point. You kind of like you can't go in there with a whole bunch of feelings and heart and mercy for people. You got to be pretty. By the book, straight, cold, like you got to be like, so I would be a little bit concerned about Kamala running the show as well,
And I'm sorry, Gigi, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but Kamala Harris doesn't come across to be the sharpest knife in the drawer.
The vice president has the best job in the world though, because it's like you get the title, but you're not like in the number one spot, and you get to kind of chill and like what is Kamala doing with her time? Like we don't even know half of the time. She's just chilling, you know what I mean? Like So that's probably the best job, not being the president. You should shoot to be the vice president.
Well, think about it. The only time that you do anything, she does anything, is when there's a tie. When there's a tie, she has to break the tie. Other than that, she's basically what a glorified, I don't know, gopher.
Placeholder.
And
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 so
when
you don't
she
get none of the blame, really. Yeah, people will talk smack about her, but she's not really getting. Nobody's saying that damn Kamala's. Our country's in shambles. They're blaming Biden. You know what I'm saying? He's the president.
yeah, and she does get a pension after her term in office expires,
Hmm.
which I think it's as much as the senator makes a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I also think like while we're talking about restrictions on things, this Congress and or what is it? The judges? Isn't that the judges? They can go like forever and ever on the Supreme Court. Like there should be caps on that.
Okay.
Isn't it
Um.
the Supreme
This,
Court that they can go forever, Jose?
yeah, they can be remaining justices until they die. It's kind of like in the
Yeah.
court.
Hmm. That's a problem.
Because again,
Yeah.
how do we know that
But
they're basically making decisions based off of their awareness, or are they just doing it just because when they get hit a certain age, they become decrepit and senile? No offense to
Yeah, and they're upholding the
no
law of
offense.
the land. That's a very serious position.
could you imagine that we have to depend on 9 people that many of them are in their 80s or 90s and their mental faculties are not exactly all there?
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, hell, again, I don't know if y'all
I don't
heard,
know why
hell,
I said Congress.
but hell, but no, though it's not necessarily just politics related too. I mean, hell, even I'm not sure if y'all heard about the whole Vince McMahon thing, of course, and he's
What
been
happened with that?
well, he was
He has
basically brought
Alzheimer's?
down. Nah, but he was brought down on sex trafficking and
What?
sexual assault on a former employee.
Hmm.
And for those of you who are fans of professional wrestling, y'all know what I'm talking about.
It's on in my
Yeah.
house every
But
freaking night, basically, because my husband watches it, but I don't know what's going on.
But yeah, though, but
it's basically fake drama.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But,
men's
But
reality TV.
but then but then you- but then you got employers or board of directors and stuff like that behind the scenes that making certain decisions and abuse of power and whatever authority that comes with it that really makes it a hostile, unsafe work environment.
What's that place that they say, the something's Grove, where they say that all the big like politicians and world leaders and people in Hollywood, they go there and they do those weird little like rituals and all that stuff. I saw like I think his name is Tyler Oblivria. I don't know how to say his last name, but anyways, he has an amazing YouTube channel, by the way. He goes to like crazy different places. And he went over there and he was like trying to ask all the people in that little town, and everybody was terrified and didn't want to talk about it. And that's weird to me. It's like, all these things that we thought were conspiracy theories, as time goes by, they turn out not really to be conspiracies, and it does make me worried for our future.
Mhm.
If I don't know if you guys get what I meant from that whole statement, but everybody thought that was a conspiracy theory. Oh, they just all meet up in this weird place and they dress up and they do sacrifices and rituals, and that was
Is it
supposed to
like
be all like a conspiracy, but it's not. They really do. You know what I mean?
is it kind of like cult? Is it kind of like cult like?
What do they call that? The only one person who's ever been able to break in there was that. What was that guy's name? Jose. Alex Jones. He was like the
Hmm.
only person that he ever got in there, and he got some videotape of them doing some sort of a ritual. Just a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So these these little cult secret societies and these secret clubs and stuff, there's a lot of like old senile men running that stuff too,
Well, well, remember, Gigi, one person described me as an old, senile, lonely white guy, and actually compared
I knew
me.
you were gonna say that when I said that, Jose.
Man, I can remember.
I
I knew
mean,
you were gonna say
AMI.
that.
What's go ahead,
I mean,
Jose?
AMI. Okay, now simply, now the reason. Let me explain to you what was the situation. I just
Uh-huh.
simply stated that if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. Well, one individual, which will remain nameless, but we all know this person comes from Canada, actually compared me to Hitler.
Hold up, I didn't hear that part. I did not hear that at all. I just heard the other stuff, but I didn't know that that was even said.
Yes.
Wow, wow.
In one of the streams that's been taking it in or private it or whatever, I was compared to Hitler.
Hmm.
Well,
Unbel-
AMR, you yourself, people have said crazy shit about you out here in these
oh
YouTube
yeah,
streets.
oh yeah,
So are you
yeah.
thinking about doing your channel again, or are you just like you're just done with the nonsense or whatever?
I still got my I still got my channel in my hands, so I'll be coming
No, but I
back.
mean as far as posting regularly.
That's if there are certain things within my personal don't occupy too much of my time.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I mean, I did a post. What was it? Not that long ago, where I was just get asking, was there anything anybody did want me to talk about? And I guess it was regarding something controversial.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really get that many. Feedback, get that much feedback. So I'm just like, well, I'll just pretty much just do a live where I'm just checking back in, just so hey, I'm still in the cut. I haven't forgotten
But you
about
have
it.
to realize too though, when you don't like post consistently to your channel, when you do post something, it doesn't automatically go to everybody's timeline because
Right,
YouTube
right.
kind of prioritizes. So I never even saw that post and I'm still subscribed to you. You know what I mean? I think I did see it though, actually, but I mean I saw it like months and months later. So I don't think everybody got like the notification because I didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Jose, I
And
was looking at one of my old streams and I saw that you were there and Kishelle was there and we were all there and time is flying by. We've all been hanging out for a long
yeah,
time already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, I did.
Yeah.
I binge watched one of the multi streams that I was on,
Yeah.
where and I forget. Oh, come on, what was the name? I forget the name of it, but we did talk about, of course, the Baldies, and of course, the other person who that y'all, where especially to that
It
part.
would be nice to get back to a space where everybody could do streams again because we did have a lot of drama, but we also I think people just conveniently forget that we all had a lot of fun too.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
though, but I guess where everywhere you go, for some reason, trouble just somewhat happens to follow you,
Who, me?
regardless. No, I'm just saying. I was just saying in
Oh,
general. Yeah, I'm
well,
like,
yeah. That is the thing about we were talking about that earlier in the stream about how when you do live streams and people just start talking and then people's names come up and then people are mad, and so live streams do breed a lot of drama. But like I said, there's also a lot of fun in them as well.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Matter of fact, oh, sorry about that, Jose. Go ahead.
I mean, look, I gotta admit, one of my funniest streams that actually happened was when I did my shout out to the fathers,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then yeah, and then um, one individual tried to invade the platform, and he was not dealt with very well.
I remember. I remember that.
And it's like I mean, okay, and it's like I mean, in a way, I kind of felt sorry for him because basically he was way over his head.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah, that dude. He was big, big, big man. Big, big man. But then
I
there was
mean,
also another.
look,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, look, I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough. You're going to try to attack go against the host, but you're going to also go against the niece on the same platform as like, oh my,
Who went against y'all?
Gigi, you know who it was?
I don't.
Zacharias.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, I hope Zacharias is okay.
Yeah, I hope you know what. I don't harbor any ill will. I mean, I understand. He is a unique character,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not just gonna leave it at that.
most definitely. I mean, hell, there was a couple of people even when I first came into this space who, the more I would hear about them or the more I see them do stuff, the more turned off I would just get, and I would just have my own thoughts and viewpoints of what I think about these people. But then it's like, you know what? Because it's year 2024, I'm like, it's been, what for me, what almost 3.5 years. Because I'm not
Hmm.
sure, exactly. I mean, I know when I came, I know when I came into the space, but I just don't know how long I actually have been here because there was a lot of,
Hmm.
commotion going on between certain people and a lot of beefs or I don't want to say beefs, but a lot of feuds and stuff like that was being either dying down or just being brought back up.
Hmm.
As
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
a lot of people would try to say, oh, it's Gigi's fault, but I'm like, when I came to this space, it was already a lot of beef going on because you guys already had your little light skin sector going on before I even got here, and there was already problems. You remember Smiles was here and she had beef with Fran, and there was just like a lot of stuff already going on. It was kind of like from day one there was already drama. So but it is what it is, I
oh
guess.
yeah,
The strong are still standing, the strong are still here.
and I'm
Yeah.
still, and even though I don't necessarily rarely come around as much as I used to, but again, I'm still here. Damn it!
Yeah, and let's be honest, I feel like we were all green when we first kind of were doing YouTube, and I don't think none of us really understood the ramifications of everything that was going on. We're all a little bit more seasoned now because we all were up here acting a fool. We were all up here dragging and woo banging and skull pulling, and we were ripping out edges, and everybody. Jose, you would hit the link and talk your shit too. We all was doing it, like so.
Yeah, and and
And then we realized some people were
some of the
insane.
individuals that have beef with me, and it's like, yeah. Which is why I refer to them as the circus, because they act like a bunch of clowns. There's no other way to talk about it. And the fact that, people got upset with me simply because of the people that I choose to hang with.
Oh yeah. I
Make
got to
that
get
make sense,
yeah,
please.
yeah. You know what? Again, it happened to me too, and
But I will say AMR though, even though you stopped kind of like coming around and supporting us, we still always, when you did come around, were welcoming to you. And so you can't really say you experienced that from us, you know what I mean? Because we just kind of let you go do your own thing and we didn't bother you about it. And every time I see you, I show you love, you know what I'm saying? Because the way that I look at it is if a person didn't do anything to me really personally or didn't try to harm my family, then I really don't have a reason to sit around, hating anybody or being mad at anybody. But we were, let's be honest, we were a little cultish in the beginning, where it was kind of like, oh, if we don't like this person, then you don't like this person. Like we all were kind of like guilty of that. You know what I mean?
yeah, which does kind of offset the balance a little bit, because it's like, well, because again, like this, this is still the same. I don't want to say you guys, but just let's just say like certain people who are considered somewhat maybe the ops, or who don't necessarily really like us, or people who were
Mhm.
or are part of this space, and because of that, they get their feelings hurt, or because they see one particular person, in somebody else's chat or someone else's comment section, and then you're happening to explain yourself. And I'm like, I didn't
Yeah.
sign.
Mhm.
I'm like, I didn't sign up for that. I thought we was all
Yeah, like at
grown.
the end of the day, we're all adults. We pay our Wi-Fi bills. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and
I'm gonna go wherever the hell I want to go on the Wi-Fi that I pay for.
yep, and even on this,
But
new.
what, Gigi? But Gigi,
Oh, go
you know
ahead,
what
Jose.
gets me? This is the crazy part, Gigi. That people trying to control where you go, which sites and which platforms that you choose to wish to partake with. That makes no sense. Okay, trying to
Well, they're mad
control.
at us because we made up with Exoticals United. Somebody done started up a troll channel, putting all the old drama on it. Like they're mad that, like some people act like they're mad that people are fighting in the space, but then when people actually make peace and try to work together and build together, they're mad about that too. So I'm just like, fuck it. You can't please everybody. I don't care.
What gets me is one person actually trying to dictate to me who will allow my platform. It's like, no, you're not going to dictate to me who gets on and who does not get on.
Yeah, well, people get tired of getting bossed around after a while, so it is what it is.
And you know what though, and that's the thing too. I mean, because and it's just rare. And again, and this too is also very unfortunate that like what brought us here, again, originally was basically for all of us, for us to talk about, our issues, not only just sort of on the individual basis, but pretty much, as an MLS community. Whether if it was, again, light skin, mixed, biracial, MGM, what have you, because we were going up against, uh, again, I know the manosphere love this word, so I'll just use it here just one time, the guyocracy or high-anocracy that's been rejectful of people because of a certain phenotype and a thinking capacity. And even for the live stream that I was on, again with you, Gigi, and I think, and I forget my man's name. He did a good, he did an
For
awesome
light,
job. Yeah, for a
isn't it
light.
for
Yeah,
light? Okay.
for a light. He
I
did
just
a
found
pretty,
his channel.
and I'm like, and and a lot of what was said, um, I'm like, again, it's very sad because, again, we've gotten to, 2024 and people are still harboring um, some type of hateful resentment of, guys that look like me or vice versa, whether if it's for shits and giggles or just because in their thick and twisted little brains, they want to try to find some way to erase us or replace us, either for sacrificial purposes or what have you. We're just seen as.
He had a really good stream. But when he was talking about the relationships between light skinned men and light skinned women, and even when he was like, oh, the light skinned women, they don't care about us. They're just this, and this. And that's why I was trying to say that, like, unfortunately, that's what got the whole like discussion derailed, is that we brought in other communities' problems into our community, and then it became like gender war, and it became biracials versus MGMs, or light skins versus biracial. It like all the
Yeah.
other.
Oh yeah.
We literally brought all the problems from the other spaces to our space, and it wasn't like that really in the beginning. It wasn't the men against the women anyway.
Oh no, absolutely not. It was just pretty much just this group of again group of people versus this group of people, all together.
Yeah.
Whether even if you did have a couple of little little few different colors of jar full of jelly beans that we may have had to pick off.
I think it's because a lot of the men were like from manosphere spaces, and a lot of the women were from Black women empowerment spaces or divested spaces. So like I said, like people just brought that baggage over here.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize just how how deep it really was that
I didn't
were
either.
bringing
That's
up.
why I was
Yeah.
shocked today at his stream when I saw him when he was saying that, because I was kind of like, damn, I just never knew that. I never knew till I came to YouTube that, that light skinned men really viewed light skinned women in that light, because I don't see that in real life. But for whatever reason, every time the men get mad or whatever, it's like the same talking point. So there is some sort of a resentment there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. And to be honest, there's some topics that when I think about it, I hesitate whether or not to discuss it, because one thing, and I think you see, I do try to be fair. I do try to be fair, and I do encourage, the opposition to come and express their point of view. But it seems like when it comes to certain topics, all it becomes like a gender war and whatever. And I'm just simply sharing the reality.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Had to say,
man.
hey, bro, like it's not just us women. It goes both ways. You know what I mean? It takes two to tango. It takes two to fight.
Well, I'm just going to say one more thing, and then I'm going to end it because it's getting close to 11 o'clock, and usually I don't try to keep streams over 2 hours. But I am looking forward to the fact two things. First of all, next week I'm going to be working remotely 2 days out of the week, which means I don't have to deal with getting on the subway or dealing with the excessive riding, deal with people acting stupid, what have you. Number one, and number two, I'm going to have a special person that's going to come visit me in July.
Hey. You didn't know that Jose was a low-key passport bro, AMR?
I do remember him saying, only thing I do remember him saying is that he has someone, it's a very, again, very fine, nice lady, I gather.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, again, it's like, as long as, again, if he's happy, she's happy, hey, I'm happy. Let us all be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but what's the problem? That makes too much sense.
It makes too much sense.
Oh, wow. I'm like, perhaps I need to dumb down my optimism and encouragement a little bit.
Well, hopefully people will continue to evolve. I feel like I have evolved as a content creator, and I see several people in the space have evolved. Like I said, we're cool with EU now and stuff like that. And, hopefully things will continue to evolve and people will just, get over their bullshit, get over their egos, and, get back to work. Because, yeah, we can all do our
Yeah.
things separately, but when we collectively work together, it's good shows.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I did extend an olive branch to some of the individuals that I have had issues with. I mean, at least I offered.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
everybody doesn't evolve at the same rate. Everybody's on their own timeline. They got their own problems, their own lives, and you know, just keep on moving forward, being positive, and we'll just see how everything plays out. But I'm gonna jump down too because I'm at 2%. Thank you for having me up, Jose. It was a pleasure as
Well,
always,
thank
and
you.
it was good to talk to you again,
Well,
AMR. It was
thank you
good to see
for
Well,
you.
same
thank you.
here. Same here. So,
Well, thank
All
you for
right,
visiting my second home, Gigi.
of course. You guys have a good night.
you
Bye.
too.
Good night. Okay. So, Emma, I'm going. So, what are your final thoughts regarding the topic?
Um, you know, um, because again, a lot was, again, a lot was pretty much covered, and I look at it as, you know, so to me, it's like kind of, I guess we tend to focus on the trivial things still a little bit too much, and to where again, like whether people, again, both genders, again, whether like one is above another. And I'm like, well, no human being is really above another human being. You're still a human being at the end of the day. Um, and also moral compasses really definitely need to be worked on. Same way spiritually and, spiritually and socially.
Hmm.
We can
Yeah.
have some moment of gravity and be like, hey, no one, again, no one isn't really too much of a saint or above the fray. But any type of criticism or whether, where, people, again, whether people going in a box or not.
Hmm.
And again, and I appreciate, again, and believe it or not, man, again, you've always had, again, like certain conversations, hell, even on the panel that you would, that you would lead on, at least you would, again, at least you wasn't, scared to throw down the bone.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for stopping by, AMR. Hopefully at some point you will, create some content, which, and I'm sure people will enjoy. I'm
Oh
not gonna have
yeah.
a backstage because it's getting late, and I do get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so it's like. But thank you very much for stopping by,
Oh, sure. No problem, man.
and give my love and regards to your better half.
Oh yes. Oh, oh my God, I can't necessarily discuss that here. Oh man, they go kill me. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't bite my head off too much because again, it's been a while since I've heard from her.
Okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
I'll tell her that I'll tell her that y'all you said what's up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So have a good night, AMR.
Nah, you too.
Okay. Thank you. So
Thank
what
you.
I'm going to do is, yeah, thank you. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Again, this wasn't an attempt to glorify or vilify women people who decide to be side pieces. The reality is that some people do it for multiple reasons. Okay, so, and again, it's a reality. Okay, when everything is said and done, people need to be truthful, and if they're the type of person that cannot be in a monogamous committed relationship, they need to be honest and let their partner know what it is. So, of course, as always, I appreciate everyone that appeared in the chat. I always appreciate Gigi and AMR for being on the panel. And, of course, appreciate the fact that she shared my stream on her community tab. And, of course, everyone is more than welcome to share their point of view after the stream's over. Just be mindful. If you're not being constructive, your comments will be deleted. So with that being said, I will be live on Thursday. I believe it's 8:15 or 8:30. When I'm be talking about the benefits of working remotely. And of course, I'll be doing a stream on Friday. Most likely, it'll be another episode of Open Discussion. So with that being said, just deal with the information as you see fit. As always, please subscribe to my channel and set the notification to all, so therefore whenever I do produce content, you have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. With that being said, we'll close the same way we always close. We must do everything possible to reduce our influence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, be the best version of yourself, and